Hello friends, in today's video, I'm sharing with you how thrifting will create your dream garden. We're going to be checking out two different thrift stores that I haven't been to in a while, so I'm very excited because one of them has the best metal art pieces, and that's one of the things I'll be talking about today. But without further ado, let's get in there and start thrifting. I visited 3 stores on this thrifty day. I stopped at a Goodwill prior to this visit, so I will share with you what I was able to find later in the video. But this is actually the second stop of the day, and we are at St. Vincent de Paul's thrift store. And I have found some of the best, or I guess I should say my favorite pieces of metal art that I found last summer. One of my favorite things to look for is just that, because I love the fact that that material will stand the test of time being outside. It can become weathered and it is okay, especially if you're looking for the vintage garden look or the vibe, which is something that I want to achieve with my garden space. I have been on the hunt for candle snuffers for quite some time. I know that has nothing to do with gardening, but I just had to share that that's something that I've been looking for. So, as soon as I spotted those, it was a very quick grab. Alrighty, so here is exactly what I'm talking about. This type of metal art is what I love to share because these pieces are still in abundance at the thrift store. And I just love using things that are typically meant to be used inside outside and figuring out a way for us to put it out there and style it and design it and give us that vintage look. Now, with that, like I said, you can let it weather, or if you have a color that you go with outside, or maybe you go with multiple colors outside, there's even more fun that you can have in spraying or painting them a different color. If you're new around here, you don't know that I have made a bunch of little spaces for our backyard bird friends. So that's one thing that I am always looking for, are ways to create more of an inviting space for the creatures outside. I love finding bird houses. I love to find pieces that can make bird baths, which we're going to be doing in today's video. And I like to look for things that we could maybe put bird seed on. So any of those candelabras that have that more dish type shape, some of them do have the little pokes for a candle to go in, but anything of that shape is a fantastic thing to look for because you can add some seed to it and make your own little bird feeder. Now is a perfect time to get out there if you're interested in creating your own bird bath. You can look for vases or a nice sturdy base, and then you can find either decorative plates or glass plates or dishes to be your basin. You don't want it to be too deep. Birds do not like that. You want it to be nice and shallow. And then you can also add some of those glass gems or rocks even to the top of your dish. So that way some of the pollinators, once they come out of hibernation, can come and get some water as well. Here is an amazing piece that could definitely bring some birds around. And then here is just another classic candle holder piece that you can use outside. And I really think this year I would like to incorporate some more solar lighting or just fun lighting. And I think adding them onto these types of structures or metal pieces would be a great way to do that and just add some really beautiful ambiance outside in the evening time. The number one way to add some magical whimsy to your outdoor space in the evening time is to have ample lighting. And if you're interested in some daytime whimsy, highly consider getting a birdfy feeder. There's a certain kind of magic in the morning when the world feels still and the birds start to arrive one by one. And what if you never had to wonder who just stopped by? Meet the birdfy bird feeder, a smart feeder that brings you closer to nature without disturbing it. Powered by AI bird recognition, it identifies each visitor the moment they land. Cowbird, nuthatch, chickadee, cardinal, you'll know them all by name instantly. And with this camera, you are not just going to see them, you will be experiencing them. The camera quality is so amazing, and you can get slow motion videos, you can get vertical playback, so that way you can share it to your social media or just easier for sharing to your friends and family. It's also solar powered with built-in wireless battery and adjustable panel, so you can quietly keep the watch of birds from sunrise to sunset with no outlets and no fuss. This feeder is crafted from natural fir wood and it blends right into the garden. Warm, timeless, cozy vibes, and it's made to feel like it belongs there. It was so awesome. I'm telling you, not even an hour after I set this up, I already had visitors, and I think it is because it just blends in so nicely. I will give a pro tip that if you already have feeders close by, it's a great idea to put this one next to those so the birds already feel pretty comfortable that that's an area that they can come and get some food. Explore the birdfy feeder wood more in depth and learn more about all of their wonderful products via the link in my description box. And you are also going to find a discount code that is available for you to use as well. Don't miss out on any more fun and come on over to the bird side of life with birdfy. Well, I kind of already grabbed some metal art, but we're gonna go to the other side because they sell furniture over here and they usually have a glorious selection of metal art. So let's get in there. Okay, usually right back here. Oh, actually I see some over here I might go check out real quick. I didn't see the metal art display like I typically do, but I haven't been to this store in a while, so I thankfully noticed some metal art pieces quickly to the right of me. I loved the way these look, and things like this are perfect if you like to decorate along your fence. And how cool that they even had little fold-out shelves. You could do a few things with a piece like that. Same with those decorative squares. I just think pieces like that along your fence or even incorporating them with some greenery or plants just gives such a vintage look and feels like it's been there for a long time and you've uncovered a fun area of the garden that just hasn't been discovered before. If you can't tell, I'm highly influenced by The Secret Garden. I just love that story. And then when they came out with the movie in the 90s, I was very quickly obsessed. And so a lot of elements of my garden space are absolutely inspired by that. I think a garden is a wonderful way to express yourself and then also bring out that curiosity of, ooh, what's behind this corner, or what am I going to see once I walk through that arbor or that little doorway or walkway. And my husband and I are constantly thinking of ways that we can just engage that curiosity and playfulness with ourselves and our children. I finally discovered the table where they were storing a lot of the metal art that I was looking for. Think sconces or candle holders, any of those kinds of art pieces that typically are inside and go along the wall are fantastic for going along your fence outside. Another fun thing to do besides lighting or birdseed would be to add plants. So you could take off those little pokey things and put a small vase there. And I think that could be another really fun thing to add to these. All right, we are visiting the next spot. This is Memory Lane on Main. The sun is very much in my eyeballs right now, but hopefully you can see that sign. Let's go see if we can find some garden decor. I actually am looking for maybe a different bowl or dish that I could use for this little tabletop bird bath that I want to make. I've got one already, but you know, it's fun to look and see what else I could maybe use instead. Got some glorious glassware here. I love these unique candle holders. Oh, pretty. What are they wanting for these? These are real glass. 15? Ooh, found some more metal pieces that we can use to feed the birds. Here's a fun corner. You know, something else besides just a glass dish would be a ceramic one. I did use one before and it had some really pretty painting on the outside, but unfortunately that paint did get ruined outside. I should have sprayed it with something and I didn't. So this time I could try to do that, but oh yeah, here's a ton of plates. Here's one that will kind of match my metal piece I just got. What do we have here? The Colosseum. That's cool. $15. I would pass on it for that, but see some more pretty pieces back here. But again, like I was saying, when it's more of a decorative plate, it's probably not the best idea to use for a bird bath. Although I love these glam colors. $4, that's better. Let's see, it'll even say not for use, decorative purposes only. Okay, I know I just said probably not best to use a decorative plate, but I love this one because it matches my green vibe I have in that whole area. And I wonder if I could spray it with my clear coat and that could work to protect it from getting damaged outside. If you have any experience with that, please share in the comments. Here's another pretty one. This is a lot more thick, but fun paint. Hand painted. What do we want for this one? I didn't see a price. Found some more pieces. Looks like we have the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Yes, thank you.
Well, if you have any questions, my wife's here. She's not in charge anyway. I just work for her.
Sounds good. Thank you. Ooh, there's a really pretty one. Okay, this whole stack is just giving so much. Oh, I love this. I really love this. Of course, this is probably one that shouldn't go outside. What do we do here, guys? I just love that a lot. All right, I think I'm about to be going through this whole stack because I just love everything that I keep uncovering. What is that? That looks interesting. Okay, that's really pretty and it kind of matches this one here. I think I'm gonna have to, ooh, may poison food. Ooh, not good. But again, if we sprayed it, it would be okay. Not quite sure, but see, I really like this one underneath. Oh my gosh, that's just gorgeous. Something like this could work. Small. Oh, that's super cute. Oh, hand painted, Portugal, 1958. That is really cool. So many options to sift through, and I'm kind of running out of time, so I think I'm gonna go with either one of these plates, maybe both. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm running out of time, so I kind of need to decide on one of these plates if I'm gonna do that, but there's so much here. I need way more time to sift through it all, so I need to make a decision. And this is what I was planning to use, because I already have one that I thrifted for last summer. So it's either go with the glass that I already have or one of these beautiful plates. But see, I'm finding some really pretty options here like that. There's just too much good stuff out here. Okay, I'm gonna break something, so I need to put this to the side. Here we go. Just to get a closer look at this. $5, and that is perfect because we don't want it to be too deep, but I love those colors. That blends a lot of what I already have going on back there, and for $5, not bad. Oh wow, I was about to walk out and find David, and look at this epic piece. That is pretty. How much are they wanting for this? Might be on the bottom. Oh, I just noticed these right behind it. Those are gorgeous. 4 of them. Now that I've shared with you some of my favorite things to thrift for to create your dream garden, I want to share with you my dream garden space, or at least the space that I've begun to create and turn into more of a dream garden space. And I've done that by creating almost little rooms out here, and I have thrifted, found on Facebook Marketplace, gone to antique store. So basically tons of secondhand shopping to achieve this look. And that's what we're gonna work on today. I'm gonna be cleaning up this spot behind me here. This is my romantic feeding station where I have some bird houses, bird feeders, and it's just a little romantic setting. Today we're gonna give it a little cleanup. Just a little one. We don't want to disturb any of the creatures living in the brush, but I do just want to clean up the table and revive my romantic feeding station. And we also need to do a thrift haul so I can show you all of the fun things that I was able to grab yesterday from the thrift store. All right, this area will be getting cleaned off, so forgive the bird seed everywhere. Let's start first with an awesome Goodwill find that I left on the shelf for about 1 second, and then I turned around and quickly grabbed it. It's this beautiful stained glass house, and I'm actually going to be putting this inside. It's $4 and it's gorgeous. I think it is broken right here, but I really didn't care about that because I'm going to be putting it in the bookcase just like this, and then it has this space underneath where we can put some type of lighting. So I'm probably going to just put a little battery candle in there, and I think it'll look beautiful on the bookcase. Where did we go next? I'll do it in order of the stores. Oh yeah, so this is from the same Goodwill spot, and I have been wanting to create a tabletop bird bath. If you are not new here, you've seen that I've made lots of bird baths from Thrifted goodies, but this I thought would be the perfect base for a tabletop size bird bath. It was only $2, so the price was absolutely right for this one. And I am wondering if it probably originally is supposed to sit like this, and you would just put your candle right here. I'm going to be using it like so and putting our bird bath top right here. And this, if the sticker is true, made in Mexico. So we have our finds from St. Vincent de Paul, and this is nothing to do with the garden, but I have always looked out for these and never found any. But I finally found not 1 but 2 candle snuffers, and check out that price. And these are nice quality metal, and there's 2. So we've got this awesome classic one here, and then we've got this cute cool wavy one here. So these will be going inside, and honestly I may be gifting one of these, but just the fact that I was able to find 1 and then 2, very fun find. All right, and then from that same side of the store I grabbed these, which I should untie for you so you can see. I'm gonna shift angles here because that bird seed is a little distracting now. So here we go. So they both have the same shape, and there are 2 of them. And I just loved the fact that they look like crosses. And then here we have our little candle holders, which I will absolutely most likely be putting birdseed on. And this was wonderful. So they were $6 for the pair. And then the blue stickers were 50% off. So I was able to get both of these for $3. And this is the type of metal art that I absolutely recommend to get if you're into a more vintage look, because you don't even have to paint something like this. You can just let it be outside and get weathered, and it's just going to add so much character and such a vintage vibe to your space. And then if you have a color scheme going on, you could always spray paint it to match that. But wonderful to put some solar lights on, or if you want to do like I do and put some birdseed here. And lastly from there, we have this metal art piece. So this was on the other side where the furniture is, and I just liked the leaf motif going on. I have a lot of that going on in my space, as well as the curves here, so that filigree or just the curve in the metal. I actually kind of like the colors it has going on. So yeah, all these flop down as you can just see, they all did. But I think I am going to be coloring this, and I will also probably be removing our little spikes here so that way it doesn't hurt our bird friends. I don't know if I'll be putting seeds on this. I think I may do the solar light option for this one, but I thought it was a great piece to not pass up. And again, 50% off of this $10, so this one was $5. The last place we stopped, I was able to get this beautiful piece. So this is going to be the top of our tabletop bird bath. It is a great size for that, and I like the depth because it's not too deep, and I just thought it was so beautiful. As you have seen already, I was scoping out the plates, and there were a ton of beautiful decorative plates, but I just really wasn't sure. I've used one of those before and I didn't protect it, so it got ruined, and I think some of that paint can actually be bad for the birds. So the fact that this is glass, yes, it is going to be delicate and breakable, but it's going to work out really well for our purpose of putting water in it and being for the birds or some of the bees back here if we put some of our gems in here. And this was $5, as you can see here, but such a gorgeous dish, and it goes with my color scheme that I have going on in this romantic feeding station. Okay, that's it for our thrift haul, so let's start cleaning up this space. Project of creating our tabletop bird bath. I haven't even put these two items together yet, but I just thought they would work well. So let's see. Here's going to be our base. Here's going to be our top. And I think that is going to be fantastic. I wasn't sure if I was going to maybe spray the black part a different color, and I think I'm going to. So I went to Lowe's and I picked up a absolute favorite color that I used last year, and it is called Earthy Green by Rust-Oleum. And then right next to it was a hunter green and a dark hunter green. So I also got the dark hunter green because I like to have a little bit of shade variety. So I'm gonna go with either one of these two. I think it's really going to bring our tabletop bird bath together. We're going to bring our setting together by adding this vibrant cyclamen plant that I got at Lowe's, our tabletop bird bath, all thrifted, and a little thrifted planter that I picked up last year. And with that, the romantic feeding station has been revived. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope you feel inspired to get out there and thrift for some things for your garden to create your dream garden. Be sure to hit the hype button on your way out. Thank you for watching, thank you for being here, and I will see you next time.